Hey friends, very good morning. Welcome to another interesting video of FxYogi. In today's video, let's learn about ICOs versus IPOs. A lot of people experience a bit of a confusion about the difference between initial coin offerings ICOs and initial public offerings IPOs, which is the first time a company sells its stocks to the public. These concepts sound similar, and in many ways they are similar. Here are the main differences. In theory, anyone can do an ICO. At the time of the video, ICOs aren't regulated in many countries. That means literally anyone can launch an ICO. All you need is a white paper, a pretty website, and a ton of rich connections who are willing to give you money. By contrast, only established private companies that have been operating for a while are allowed to carry out IPOs. You don't even need to have a product to launch an ICO. Most of the companies that are doing ICOs don't have anything concrete to present to the public. Some of them have proof of concept which demonstrates the idea is workable, and others have proof of stake. Starting an ICO is even easier than starting a crowdfunding for a proper startup. For startups to get funded, they normally need something called minimum viable product MVP, which is a product with enough features to satisfy the early investors and to generate feedback for future developments. In the ICO process, you can reduce the MVP to documents like white papers, partnerships, and media relations. ICOs are easier to invest in until they are not. The only thing you need to start investing in ICOs is access to the internet. You don't need brokers to carry out your investment. At the time of this video, you can buy any tokens of any company in most countries. However, the list of countries that started adding regulations or banning ICOs altogether started to increase in 2018. In the United States, it's even more complicated because the ICO rules vary from state to state. Many ICOs block investments from their country of residence because regulatory bodies consider ICO tokens to be securities. These strict regulations limit the ICO participation only to accredited investors and severely limit the investor pool, making it difficult to participate in ICOs. That being said, people have been found to use a virtual private network (VPN) to bypass the geo-blocking, geographical blocks, thus making it look like they are coming from an authorized country, so they can invest anyway and creating a lot of legal issues. You can view ICO regulations by country at www.bitcoinmarketjournal.com/ICO-regulations/. I repeat, it's www.bitcoinmarketjournal.com/ICO-regulations/. ICOs don't grant you ownership of the project. When you invest in an IPO, you technically become a partial owner of that company. That is why they call the investors shareholders. This designation doesn't really matter if all you're looking for is to sell the stock as its value rises. ICO investors may benefit in many ways in the future, but they have nothing to do with the company itself. All they are getting are a bunch of digital coins, tokens, that may or may not rise in value in the future. That's all for today. Let's catch up in the next video with more interesting content about investing in the ICOs. Until then, stay tuned. Take care. Bye-bye.